It's online. Yeah, Professor Andrei Silushuk, are you there? And welcome.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. So welcome to the FAM Sant Committee, and we are eager to listening to you.
Thank you. Esteemed members of European Parliament, in 2021, the SexEd.pl Foundation launched the Anti-Violence Helpline Line, offering professional support not only to survivors and witnesses of violence, but also to perpetrators seeking change. In the past year alone, the helpline recorded over 10,000 contacts, reflecting a widespread and urgent need for intervention. Analysis of these interactions reveals a consistent and deeply troubling trend. Sexual violence in Poland nightlife is not incidental. It is systemic and widespread. These findings prompt a large-scale study to quantify and understand the scope of this public health emergency. Sexual violence within party and nightlife environments is no longer an isolated behavioral aberration. It constitutes a structural public health and human rights crisis, both in Poland and across Europe. Data from our recent and large-scale sociological and behavioral study conducted in Poland indicate that 78% of partygoers have experienced or witnessed sexual violence. This prevalence far exceeds that of many other forms of interpersonal harm reported in similar contexts and reflects a normalized pattern of sexual aggression, particularly against women. The data reveals stark gender asymmetries. 75 to 78% of women report fear for their safety in nightlife spaces compared to just 38% of men. These disparities are not simply expressions of subjective fear. They are rational response to accumulated experiences of gender-based violence.
Could you please speak a bit slower, because our interpreters are asking us to do so. Thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt you.
Thank you for this notice. Furthermore, the ubiquity of precautionary behaviors reported by 93% of participants underscores the extent to which individuals perceive the threat of violence as unavoidable. Notably, such behaviors do not address the systemic roots of harm. They are compensatory strategies in absence of institutional protection. One of the most alarming findings concerns the intersection of sexual violence and psychoactive substance use. 55%, that's over every second, of respondents encountered sexual violence involving alcohol and drugs, and that is consistent with global data on nightlife-related, substance-facilitated sexual violence. Even more troubling is the accessibility and confirmed use of chemical incapacitating agents. 20% suspect that they were administered a so-called rape drug. 15% are certain of such an experience. 40% believe that these substances are readily obtainable. 40% report knowing how to procure them. This reflects not only a high prevalence of pharmacological facilitation, but also systemic failures in drug regulation, venue monitoring, and law enforcement. Despite the gravity of these incidents, 66% of individuals who suspect chemical incapacitation report that the event was not reported, or they are unsure whether it was reported at all. This one reflects a crisis of institutional trust. Victims often perceive the justice system as ineffective, dismissive, or even re-traumatizing. This phenomenon is well documented in criminological literature, and it underscores the necessity of trauma-informed, victim-centered approaches within both legal and healthcare systems. Contrary to claims of public apathy, the data reveal a clear public mandate for change. 91% want more knowledge on sexual violence. 87% support national educational campaigns. 92% believe that private sector should actively engage in prevention. This indicates not only awareness of issue, but a strong unmet demand for evidence-based continuous public education, especially on topics like consent, bystander intervention, and institutional response. Now, based on the evidence, we are putting forward a set of strategic recommendations. These are designed as a multi-level, evidence-based framework for European Union to consider. First, we recommend mandatory training in all nightlife establishments. This should include how to identify risk, how to intervene safely as a bystander, and how to respond using trauma-informed approaches. Second, we propose the creation of an EU-wide certification system for safe venues, modeled after health and safety standards, and that would require compliance with clear anti-violence protocols. Third, we call for the launch of public health campaigns. Those should be developed in collaboration with experts in sexual violence prevention and science communication that will ensure messages are both accurate and impactful. Fourth, we need stronger regulation of and oversight of drugs linked to substance-facilitated sexual violence. And this includes investing in forensic infrastructure to improve detection and accountability. And finally, we urge the establishment of better victim reporting mechanisms, staffed by trained professionals with clear legal protections, and those should guard against retaliation. By conclusions, sexual violence in nightlife settings is not an anomaly. It is a predictable outcome of environmental permissiveness, insufficient regulation, and institutional inertia. The data are unequivocal. This is a measurable, repeatable, and preventable phenomenon. From both a public health and human rights standpoint, inaction is indefensible. If we fail to act at the structural level, we imply condone the reproduction of violence. The European Union has the legal mandate, the moral responsibility, and the policy tools to lead. The time to transition from documentation to action is now. Thank you.